What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk about another 2014 WCQ hat format tech card that a lot of people have brought to my attention, and in general, I've known about this card for a while, and I've always found it to be a very interesting card, though if I'm being completely honest, I 100% think this is a gimmicky card that occasionally finds its way into a topping side list, side deck for a hat format deck, maybe once or twice a year or so, and people kind of lose their mind about it. But like I said, I 100% think it's a gimmicky card, but I still want to talk about it because it is very unique, and I know there are a lot of people that enjoy kind of funny and fun cards, even if they aren't the best, because, sometimes people just like to enjoy the game, even if they aren't the most competitive, and sometimes playing a really funny, wacky card can be someone's form of entertainment. So the card I want to talk about today is this card right here, and that is Retort, which is a counter trap card, which if you've never seen before, what this card does is when your opponent activates a spell or trap card with the same name as one in your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then you can add one card with the same name from your graveyard to your hand. So this card is obviously, as you could probably tell, very gimmicky. It's not really the craziest card. What I can say is it being a counter trap is very nice, and I want to try to be not as biased, even though, like I said, I personally don't think it's the craziest card, but it is a funny card nonetheless. And so being a counter trap is very nice, and especially being spell and trap card negation is really cool too. Though what I can say is this card is kind of geared towards a mirror match. For example, say you're playing a Geargia mirror match and you've already activated Geargia gear, or, maybe even against maybe Lightsworn, you've sent something like a breakthrough skill to grave, or just in general, a deck that plays a lot of the same cards as your opponent. So say even your opponent goes and activates something like a Soul Charge, an MST, a Wiretap, something like that, and you've already used one, you can then chain this and negate the activation of that card and destroy it, and then add back a copy from your graveyard. So the cool thing is it basically, being a spell and trap negation is nice, but in theory, like I said, there are just better cards. If you really want to go that far to negate a spell or trap, you can play things like Dark Bribe that don't need you to specifically have the same name card in your graveyard, though it can be kind of a blowout in a sense, especially the later the game goes on, the better this card gets. For example, for some of those staple cards like Compulse, Torrential, Solemn Warning, Bottomless, some of those cards that are one-ofs in the format, being able to add back your copies is really nice, especially like even Bottomless and stuff. If you're not playing a Trap Tricks focused deck or something with an engine where Dionea could be special summoned back and reuse those, this is a way to reuse your copy that is in grave. Or for example, if it's getting to a grindy game and your opponent top decks their Soul Charge, like I mentioned before, it's a really cool thing if you have one in graveyard, being able to negate their copy, add back yours, and then be able to go off, assuming you have enough life points to actually do it. In general, though, like I said, I don't think this card is great. I think if you pull it off, it is extremely funny, and, it can be a blowout card. I could definitely see where someone would maybe get upset, because how are you supposed to play around a card like this? It's not really a card on everyone's radar, and I think that's why from time to time someone will top with it, because this isn't a card you'd expect to play against, and honestly, I wouldn't, us going into a tournament even consider thinking about this card as a card to play around. So if you get hit by this and you've lost a game from it, it would be really funny to know in the comment section. But in general, I wanted to still make a video because I have had a handful of people talk about this card, and it is kind of the mirror match card in a sense, as you would call it, but again, not my personal take. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little video. If you did, please leave a like on it, comment any questions you have or videos you'd like to see in the future, or if you have a cool tech card that you want me to talk about, definitely comment that in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to get notified anytime that I put a new video out. Share this video with your friends, and anyways guys, I will see you in the next video.